What if the chair you're sitting on right now has consciousness? And what about the plants in your garden, or even the atoms that make up everything around us? This radical idea is known as panpsychism, and it's actually gaining serious attention in scientific circles. For centuries, consciousness has been treated as exclusively human, tied to our brains and behavior. But a growing number of researchers are now exploring whether consciousness might be fundamental to the universe itself. The concept is ancient. Greek philosophers like Thales of Miletus and Anaxagoras proposed that mind exists in all things. Later thinkers from Plotinus to Leibniz developed variations of this idea, suggesting that consciousness might be woven into nature's fabric rather than merely emerging from complex brains. Modern science has given this old philosophy new life. In 2004, neuroscientist Giulio Tononi introduced integrated information theory, proposing that consciousness can be measured as integrated information, symbolized by phi. According to this theory, any system, whether animal brain, computer network, or potentially even simpler structures, could possess some form of experience if it integrates information in the right way. Early experiments show promise. Researchers have observed that when consciousness fades during anesthesia, measurable integration in the brain drops sharply. If confirmed, this would suggest consciousness isn't limited to biology, but could exist wherever the appropriate informational architecture appears. Another controversial approach comes from physicist Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff, who proposed that quantum processes in brain cells might generate consciousness, potentially connecting mind to the fundamental physics of reality. Critics argue that attributing consciousness to atoms trivializes human experience. They also point to the so-called combination problem. Even if electrons have some primitive experience, how do countless tiny whispers combine into the rich symphony of human consciousness? Despite these challenges, panpsychism offers an elegant solution to the mind-body problem by suggesting consciousness isn't added to matter, but, well, has been there all along. As research continues, we may need to consider a pretty profound possibility. Consciousness might not be a rare evolutionary gift, but rather a basic feature of our universe, composed into increasingly complex arrangements through nature's intricate design. For more on this story, you can find a link to the article on Earth.